Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's time once again for another episode of Meet Our Community, the Hispanic community here in Orange County. Powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio. Streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center. With the man, well, he always brings in the best. No exception today here. Who'd you bring in?
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for having us. Welcome to our community podcast show powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, John Gutierrez, the Senior Vice President here, and we're excited to have another great organization that's supported our chamber a lot. And we have with us two special guests, Kendra and Christina from the Orangewood Foundation. Welcome, ladies, to our show.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, John.
We got to get Christina to lean in a little bit. She leaned out of the shot.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm here.
She leaned right out of the shot. She was so excited before the show, and now she's just pulled herself completely out of it.
Let me get super close. Can you see me now?
Now we can see you.
All right.
Just don't block it.
I know, exactly. I'm not trying to... Yeah, there we go. We're
A little bit closer. Get
It's
a
okay.
little more.
These are the
Right.
challenges.
really good in here.
These are
There
the
you go.
challenges we face, when we have two guests, and that's okay.
It's
This is
okay.
great. This is
Can
good.
make
This
room.
is good. And Kendra, I know that you're the Chief Development Officer, so thank you so much for being here. And of course, Christina, you're the Senior Development Operations Manager. Can you guys share briefly a little bit about your roles? And then we'll go into Orangewood Foundation and all the amazing work that you guys do.
Of course.
Absolutely. So as Chief Development Officer, I oversee all of our fundraising and marketing, which means I get to tell the story of Orangewood and bring our community together to support our youth. And Christina is the glue that keeps our department together. You can tell them a little
I
bit about what
do.
you
So I do all of our analytics, any of the donations that come in through all of our donors. Since we have tons of programs, I ensure that they're going to the correct place. So I work really closely with our finance department and ensuring that they're allocated to where our donors want them to go. But I also oversee our individual giving program. So ensuring that our donors are properly stewarded and they're getting the information that they want from us based on where they're donating to.
That's awesome. And I want to just point out to everybody, Orangewood Foundation has been a longtime supporter of our Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. You've been involved in our Estrella Awards, which we want to thank you guys. We really appreciate all your support. Estrella Awards is always fun, right?
It is.
Super
It's always a
fun.
good time.
Yes, you can
Getting
check
all
out,
dressed up.
Exactly.
Christina's Instagram reel for that.
So let's share with everybody that's listening and watching us here. Let's talk about Orangewood Foundation. Can you give us a little brief history for our viewers and our listeners? What is the Orangewood Foundation about?
Yes, well, our history is anything but brief. We've been around since 1981. I'll share a little bit about the beginning and a little bit about who we are now, just to save us some time. I know we only have 30 minutes here.
It's okay.
So we started out in 1981. Bill Steiner, who we like to refer to as our godfather, who
wants
just
you to just put it-
recently passed away, unfortunately. Bill Steiner and General William Lyon had a vision for serving youth in Orange County who didn't have a place to go when they were brought into foster care. So the Orangewood Children's Home came out of that vision, and that's always been run by the county since day one. But that group of people who came together and said, what are we going to do about housing these kids, was also looking to the future. They were asking, what happens to these kids next when they age out of foster care? And that's a question that we've continued to ask ourselves over the last 42 years. What happens next? So we like to think of ourselves as a community of innovators who care. And we really put our youth's voice first. We listen to them and we listen to hear what challenges they're facing. And over the years, we've developed many projects and programs to meet their unique needs in each moment.
I know we're going to go into some of these projects, right?
Yep.
I know you mentioned there was like 10 different, sections or resources in
Programs.
your programs in your organization. I mean, you want to point out just some of them?
Sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so over the years, we've developed projects like Rising Tide, which is a transitional housing program. It was started by the Men of the Rising Tide, a group from Mariners who came alongside and supported us. We've got the Samueli Academy, who's
Yes.
been very involved with the chamber.
Shout out to Samueli Academy. And
Yes.
let me tell you, that school, we did a mixer there for our high school and college youth chamber, and they just did an amazing job of hosting us. So thank you to their staff and to the school for hosting us. It's a beautiful campus.
It really is.
I'm a native of Santa Ana. I grew up in Santa Ana, and to walk into this beautiful school was just like, wow. It's just, I encourage anybody watching or listening, go look at the school, take a tour. The classrooms are just huge.
Yeah.
They are, and it was very intentionally designed for youth who are, still growing. Their brains are still developing, so you've got a lot of natural light. But what happens inside of those classrooms is really important too. The
Yes.
culture on campus at Samueli just meets the needs of our students. The other really exciting project of Orangewood that's on campus at Samueli is our Youth Connected program, which is, for all intents and purposes, a dorm for high school students. We like to kind of refer to it as an urban boarding school. And so that's a very innovative, unique program and something that the community can actually get involved in. We're always looking for foster parents, or what we now call resource parents, to take kids in. They live on campus from Sunday night through Friday and live in your home on the weekends, during school breaks and summer. We hope that that will develop into a permanent connection and a place that they can call home when they're older. But it's what we like to call a collaborative foster care model. So it's we do a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
I thought that was really unique when I took the tour that day, when they shared the story of the foster students that are there. And I just thought that was a brilliant model, right? Because then you have a little bit of both worlds, right? They get to be there, but then they go away with the family and still interact with that family love, development, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So I thought that was, who came up with that whole concept? I mean, that's
That
just a,
has been a labor of love over the last 15, maybe even more years. Susan
Wow.
Samueli and Sandy Jackson came together and they said, we have to do better by these kids. You will often hear stats about foster kids moving school placements every time they move homes, and that can be up to 13 times a year for some kids. So you can imagine that's incredibly disruptive. On top of just all of the other worries that they have, they can't focus on school if they're moving constantly. So this gives them a real home base. It took many, many years to make this happen and a lot of support from the community. But it's here, and now we just need the community to step up and become parents and become part of this program. I will say you don't have to wake high schooler up every morning for school, so that's one plus of being a part of the program.
so for everybody listening out there, we're looking for more parents to get involved with Orangewood Foundation and this high school, or
Yes.
what do you call it? Is it junior high? Because
It's actually 7th through 12th grade.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And get involved in the foster part of the component. There's a need for that.
Yes.
So it's very important, whoever's listening or watching this, if you've ever wanted to be involved in something heartwarming and caring, and just just know that you're not doing it by yourself. I know you mentioned that there's a support group there, right?
There is, in a very unique way, and that's something we're really proud of, and it's working really well for the parents who are on board so far.
So Paul, you want to make a comment?
I'm just going to say what I told them offline, that I was a foster parent. We ended up adopting our one and only daughter out of foster care.
That's Paul, our producer. He's a foster care parent.
Started up as a foster care parent and fell in love with our foster child and ended up adopting her. Now she's my one and only daughter.
That's awesome.
And
Beautiful
I can
story.
tell you, it's the most rewarding, frustrating, fearful, frightening, amazing, incredible, inspiring. It goes to go down all the adjectives and
Yes.
add it in
Yes.
there. But give some idea of how many kids are in the system here. Because I was told that this is now, she was 10, so this is almost 20 years ago we did this. She's in her 30s now.
Yeah.
And we met her when she was 10. And nobody wants to adopt a 10-year-old. Once they get past 1 or 2 or 3, they're damaged. I don't want them. They're too trouble or too many things. Don't you have just a nice little cute little orphan kid that
Right.
has no problems? No. And give us some profile of the kids that fall in the system. How many? Who they are?
Sure, yeah. Well, the last stat I heard, we roughly have about 2,500 to 3,000 kids in foster care in Orange County. Now, don't quote me on that. Go do your fact checking.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've quoted that stat. But we have 48 beds in our dorm that are open to youth who could use a school like ours. And our school is built for kids who, are going through high school, which is traumatic for everyone, but specifically for kids who have experienced trauma. Our principal on campus, Lee Fleming, likes to say it's kind of like the OXO model. I don't know if you're familiar with the brand OXO. They make the kitchen products that you might have in your home. I have a couple in my home. What a lot of people don't know is those products were actually created for folks with arthritis. But it turns out they're better for everyone. And so when we created the school with foster kids in mind. Foster kids who've been through traumatic situations like being pulled from their home and who went through trauma at home.
Yes.
Maybe they were abused, maybe they were neglected, or a combination. But we created the school for them. It turns out the school is better for everyone. So we have a whole mix of the community going to our school. We have students from all over the community, especially in Santa Ana. And it turns out that being a trauma-informed school is better for any kid. I mean, who didn't have a little trauma in high school, right?
I will say that while we were taking the tour, some of our members that took the tour that day were really impressed. Like our good friend Feli Tech, who's in the engineering area and IT department. He loved that whole engineering classroom they had.
Yes.
I had another member who mentioned there's a classroom where they do the fashion design or something.
Design class,
and
yeah.
she was just so impressed by like, wow, this is so cool. I didn't do this till college.
Yeah.
So it was very impressive, the different areas that are being covered and being provided educational wise for these students. And it's great that it's not just high school. It's like seventh, right? You said seventh through high school, right? So it's good they're picking that up at an earlier stage, right?
Yeah.
Two more little stats, and then I'll try and stay out of this thing. Because
Right.
my heart's out to
Great.
what you guys are doing.
Great.
It's great work. I don't think most of us realize how many kids there are in need or in the system. And we take these kids out because something horrible is happening. They've been abandoned, they've been abused, they've been neglected. The most unbelievably horrible things happen to these kids. We take them out to save them, ostensibly, and then nobody adopts them. And they then age out at 18, and you literally, like getting out of prison, you give them, what, a couple $100 and a set of clothes or something, and say, good luck. And
Yeah.
most of them fall into poverty or prostitution or home drugs or a million other things. They've got nothing else to do. They don't know where to go. And I think that just with the best intention, we take these kids out, but because there are so few foster families or people that'll step up and adopt them, they quickly fall back into the system.
Yeah.
Well, what I think is great to that point is that Orangewood Foundation hopefully is creating a filter system that even if they don't get a family, at least they're being provided proper education, proper resources, support, life skills,
Yep.
things that are going to prepare them, right? Am I correct
Yeah.
on
And that
this?
takes us back to some of these other projects and programs outside
Yes.
of the school. The school's one of those 10.
I know you said there's
We've got a resource center on site in Santa Ana at our Orangewood facilities where kids can come and get a hot meal, they can take a shower, they can do their laundry. That's really where we build trust.
Is this the kitchen you were talking about?
That's the kitchen,
Okay.
yes. Another place that folks can come in and share their skills, or we have some volunteers who come into our kitchen to learn to cook, I've learned. So
That's great.
we
Or that
serve
will come
meals.
cook with the youth. We had California Pizza Kitchen that came out a couple weeks ago and made pizzas with our youth, which was super fun.
That sounds fun. Now, do you look for volunteers also
Yes.
to be a part of it? Okay, that's
Yeah.
important. So anybody that wants to volunteer, that's
Yep.
listening or watching, definitely there's a volunteer opportunity to get
Yes.
involved. I think that always helps, just getting in and volunteering and seeing the flow of things, and then it might inspire you to do other things in the
Yeah,
organization, right?
Definitely.
So let's talk about the Orangewood Challenge. We're going to pivot here a little bit because the Orangewood Challenge is a fundraiser, right?
Correct.
That's going to help obviously raise money for a lot of these great programs that you're doing. And I know there's 10 different programs, and
Yes.
and we can go into a little bit more of them maybe if we have a little extra time at the end. But I know the Orangewood Challenge is something that's coming up. So Christina, would you like to talk a little about that? Do you want to go into that?
So I will let Kendra talk about a little bit
Okay.
of how it started and, more of that high level stuff. And then I'll kind of share how you guys can get involved and participate.
Okay.
So
Great.
Go ahead.
So like I said earlier, we are a community of innovators who care. One of those innovators is our incoming board chair, Paul Tobin, who was involved in an event in Australia that was rigorous and, going out and climbing mountains. He came here and he said, we need to do something like this. And, we go to a lot of galas and luncheons, and that's great, but we're always looking for something new. So this is one of the most unique, innovative events in Orange County. You get in teams of 4, You do some fundraising peer-to-peer, which means just asking your friends to support you and taking this challenge on. And then on April 29th, down at the Newport Beach Dunes, we will see those teams of 4 participate in an obstacle course. And, we really like to focus on the fact that our youth face challenges every day that are thrown their way, and they overcome those sometimes with our help, sometimes on their own. And we're taking this challenge on for them. So we've got 17 teams so far signed up to show up for our youth. Our goal is 20. If we can get 20 teams to meet their fundraising goal,
Or more.
Yes, or more.
Yeah, or more, yes.
This will be $1 million event for Orangewood's work and our services.
So this challenge, it will be on a Saturday, and then you'll arrive early in the morning, check in.
Correct.
Right.
So
will we have time to stretch?
You will.
We got to stretch, right?
I think, John, you're going to be participating.
I know.
Right?
I'm working on being part of this whole thing. They're trying to recruit me here.
So I gave John, I saw him at the youth chamber event that we had at Samueli Academy last week.
Yes.
And I gave him a very special challenge box where I was challenging
Really
him.
cool socks, by the way.
He got socks
I love
from
the
it.
socks.
Yes, they were really fun. They were really cute too. I didn't realize we had so many different colors. But I have formally asked John to participate as a captain for either OC Hospice or
Who wants to be on my team? Come on.
Exactly.
For the
So
chamber. Who wants to be on my team? Let's go. Let's do
He
this.
needs some teammates. So I feel like you should challenge other John.
I got to get in shape again.
Yes. And
Wow.
you don't even have to be in shape. That's what is so fun about this.
It's a fun challenge, right?
It's a fun challenge.
Yes.
You can sit behind a desk all day and still participate in this challenge. You could be super fit like me and also participate in this challenge. I mean, we'll bring out the muscles. I'm just kidding.
Showing the guns. Showing the guns. Why you got to make me look
wait till
bad?
you see the
Why you got to
six-pack.
make me look
I'm
bad?
your coach, John. But going off of that,
Okay.
I am hoping you accept this challenge, but I'm going to come back to you.
Why am
in
I
about
sweating over here, Paul? Why am I
15
sweating?
minutes.
Is it this
15
cold?
minutes,
I'm
and,
not
you
saying
know,
nothing because you're going to pull me into this thing.
Paul,
here.
let's go, Paul.
But
So there's like I saw the.
What do you have to do, though? What do you have to
like
do?
the crawling under the stuff, right?
It's
Like
a
the
little bit of
jumping.
everything, which is super
It's kind of like these
cool.
mud runs, but without the mud,
not
right?
as advanced
Not so-
as
okay.
those ones are hardcore. It's
Yes.
not as bad as like a Spartan race.
Okay.
That requires a lot of training.
Yes.
This doesn't require too much training. It does require you to be able to maybe crawl,
Yeah.
carry a partner across, some water.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's super
It's for
fun.
a good cause and it's
So
fun.
It's about teamwork and
Yes.
collaboration. There's definitely some strength elements, and there's a
certain
little
age
swimming.
groups. What do you?
All adults.
All
It's been
adults.
all
All
adults,
adults,
but we are
yeah.
introducing a teen race this year. So if we have any teens out there who are interested in participating, that is now
So
an
like
option.
like high school kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted
Your
to know.
son?
There you go.
That'd be fun.
Where
He could be
is
your
my
ringer.
son Jonathan watching? Hey, let's put together
Hey,
your football
let's
team.
get
Let's
it
bring that
together.
And
that
somebody-
CIF championship football team, Jonathan. Let's go.
Somebody tweeted, so how does this raise money then? Do you have, there's an
Yes.
entry fee or,
Yes.
or
We
people
do.
pledge so much for, every, like when you run, somebody pledges per mile or something? How do
It
they raise
is a
money?
bit like a jogathon in that way. So you
Yeah.
pay an entry fee, each participant, and then each participant sets a fundraising goal. So the total for each team is $40,000 as a goal. The entry fee is $2,000, and then we ask everyone to raise $8,000, which is easier than it sounds. Actually, we have 2 teams that raise over $100,000 themselves.
Oh, my
so.
goodness.
And again, you're asking your community. So we have your community here, John. So we have you live on Facebook, and we have the community that's in back of the radio.
Who
right
will
now.
support John?
Who will support John? If you're
Yeah.
going to support John, go ahead and
I would
throw
pay
your
to
name
watch
in
him
here.
do this.
And
Paul,
any amount-
there's like crickets. There's crickets. They're like, we
No,
don't,
no, I
don't
they're
see any
they're like,
rising happening
we don't
here.
believe in John.
But outside of being on a team, if
Yes.
that's too much, there are some other ways that you
Yes.
can
You
get
can sponsor,
involved.
right?
Exactly. We have sponsorship as well as underwriting opportunities. So if you
Okay.
wanted to underwrite one of our courses, your name would be put there, whether it's personal, you want
You like
just-
your business or something?
Yeah, or your
Okay.
business name. So
Okay.
we have tons of opportunities, and we'll share that with you so that you can post online and share that with everybody else. But we also are looking for vendors and partners.
Mm.
So if that's something where you also want to get your name out to all of the partners that will be there, either participating or at our Orangewood Fest.
I'm going to be at the end of the race selling tacos.
Hey,
There
we're
you
gonna
go.
have a bar there. Come out, have some drinks with us.
Tacos.
We're gonna need tacos at the
Get
end
some
for
of John's
sure.
tacos.
Whatever I race is going back to the foundation.
Exactly. I love that. But so if
Good
you're a
plan.
vendor and you're looking to also get your name out there and you want to set up a booth, definitely reach out to us. Let's look to partner there.
So you do want businesses to get
We
involved
do,
if they don't
yeah.
want to participate racing, or
Exactly.
they can be sponsors, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Okay, and how do they reach you if they want to do any of this?
I will gladly give you guys my email address, and you guys can contact me at clopez@orangewoodfoundation.org, and that is spelled CLOPEZ at orangewoodfoundation.org. Reach out to me directly and let's talk. Let's get on a Zoom call. Let's bring you back to the radio because it's my favorite place to be. I'm just kidding, but definitely reach out and we'll get you guys plugged in, either sponsors or again vendors, or if you want to participate. Again, we are looking for 20 teams, 17 so far, 18 maybe after this lovely radio session here, and then
C. Lopez. So I'm also going to tag Mario Lopez on this, so
Yes.
he
Oh
can
my
participate.
God.
yes,
Since
if
you're
you
family,
can.
since you're family,
I would
no?
love that. It's my uncle.
And the last way to get involved is actually just to show up.
Yeah.
It's actually a free community event. After the race is over, we'll have a band, we'll have food trucks, we'll have stuff for all ages.
Wait. Let's repeat that. A band and food.
The band will be the Tijuana Dogs. So if you guys are they're pretty popular. So if you guys are familiar with them, great time to see them because they tend to sell out at a lot of their events, and this is a free event.
Okay, so the event, so I think it's important we let our viewers know this. First of all, yes, please donate if you can't make it, because there's a way to donate if you can't go that day. That's very important.
Yes.
Two, if you're a business, which we have a lot of businesses that listen to us and watch us, if you're a business, you can contact Christina or myself, and I can direct you to Christina either way. But there you can sponsor, promote your business, whatever it may be. You're supporting the good cause, which is great.
Yeah.
And see, if you can't do either or, at least you can come out and connect with you guys, network,
Yeah.
learn more about the foundation and the programs, right? And then little by little, you can get more involved. Either way, we want you some way, somehow to be a part of this.
Exactly.
Because I think what you guys all do, and Paul will agree, is phenomenal, right? Because it helps so much the community.
If not you, who else?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If not
Because-
you, who
Well said,
else?
Yep.
Because-
Send them my way.
Because the thing I learned out of going through this experience is that no matter how much these kids have been through, and they've been through a lot, they are incredibly resilient. If you just give them a little TLC
Yeah.
and show a little love and a little attention here, oh my God, what they can accomplish is amazing.
Do you all think you'll have like some of these families that are involved with the kids there that
Well,
day?
last year we had a team of our youth who came and participated.
Okay.
I'm not sure they knew what they were getting themselves into, so we'll see if they'll come back.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
think it's always good for obviously Paul is a great testimonial, what he's done, and thank you, Paul, for doing that. That's amazing that families can do this for the children, right? But I think it's great if you go to the event and maybe you meet somebody like a
Yeah.
Paul who's been through it
Exactly.
and can kind of share with you, hey, this is the experience.
Yeah.
Or maybe some of the other people that are involved with the students at Samuel Academy, right?
Yeah.
The ones that are there at the.
And I think one of the best ways to really get to know our youth is to come in and cook those meals in the kitchen. You don't have to be a celebrity chef to do that. You can come and make whatever your favorite meal is. And that's, just like in any home, the kitchen is where you gather. The kitchen is where you share stories, and you're going to meet our kids and you're going to get to know them. Just like Paul said, they deserve a chance, and they just need that little extra support because they haven't really been given a fair shake in life. They've had to overcome a ton of obstacles from such a young age, and they just need the community to come and wrap around them and support them as they, chart their path in life.
Now, we have a few minutes before we have to close out because Paul's giving me that eye that, you have a couple minutes
They
left.
get to run longer today.
Yes. Thanks, Paul. You're the
Thanks,
best.
Paul.
Do you want to share a little bit about some of the other programs that are part of the Orangewood Foundation?
Sure.
That would be great because I know there's like 10 different ones.
So we've got two really exciting new programs. One is the Lion Workforce Academy. That was really a vision from Cassandra Williams, who's one of our board members. And she said, I want to hire these kids. We need to give them a chance to get out and make living wages and to try different jobs. And
That's
so she
great.
was our pilot. The Lion family, who's
That
been
is
involved
awesome.
from the beginning, came alongside us and gave us some seed funding for that. And the Surian family, who's been involved from the very beginning, got involved with that. So basically, our kids go through kind of this program where they are placed in a job. not only do they get a support from Orangewood to make sure they stay in that job and they get a stipend to make sure that they're prepared to be in that job, but the company also gets support from Orangewood. They get some trauma-informed training, which what we're learning from the companies is it changes the company too in the best ways, and it makes you a better employer for the rest of your employees. You're more empathetic, you're understanding the needs of your employees, and their employee retention is going up because of this program. And so that's one thing that we're doing. The other is our young adult court. So Judge Maria Hernandez and Dr. Beth Kaufman from UCI actually developed this program and asked Orangewood to partner with them. And of course we said yes to both of those amazing women. And we provide the case management, and they have created a court that is really attuned to the needs of adolescents and really paying attention to their brain development. So young adults who have a nonviolent felony are able to go through this program and have that felony removed if they successfully navigate the program. Now, just to give you an idea of what a felony could be, it's anything over $1,000. So if you steal an e-bike today, you now have a felony on your record, and you can't vote, and it's hard to find a job, and it's hard to find a place to live, and you are impacted for so long because of this one stupid mistake you made as a young kid or young adult. So we have been proud partners of that program, and just like General William Lyon and Bill Steiner back in 1981, we are always game to try something new if it's going to help our kids. And we're just really proud to be a part of this community of innovators who care about our community and who aren't afraid to try new things to solve our biggest challenges.
That is awesome that you're offering different programs in different areas and different, avenues, right?
Yeah.
Because not everybody, I guess, can support the same way or learns the same way. And so the fact that we're bringing these young kids or students or, into the world of the business world, that's great because like you said, it can impact a business for more empathy. And I think that's pretty amazing, I want to thank you guys for being on the show. I really appreciate it. But I want to make sure that everybody understands and knows how to get a hold of you guys. Again, there's also, of course, your social media, right? Orangewood Foundation is on Facebook, on Instagram, right?
And their new podcast they're starting.
That's right.
Yes.
Christina's podcast with Mario Lopez.
Yes. Mario, I need you.
Call me. She's like, call me. And then Christina, give out your email again, please.
clopez@orangewoodfoundation.org. And again, it's St. Christina, LOPEZ@orangewoodfoundation.org.
And like that, reach out to Christina if you have any questions, anything we talked about today. You're welcome to make a comment, and we will also, answer that question or forward it to them. But I think it's very important that everybody listening to us, please get involved in the Orangewood Challenge. That's going to be such an exciting event, whether it's sponsoring, donating, participating.
Somebody want to know the dates again. What are the dates?
Yes.
Dates, when and where?
This is going to be on Saturday, April 29th at the Newport Dunes in Newport Beach.
Okay.
I don't even know where the Newport Dunes are. Where are the Newport Dunes? Does everybody know where
Right
the
off
Newport
of
Dunes are?
PCH and Jamboree over by is it the Hyatt?
Listen, it's in Newport Beach.
It's in Newport Beach.
I'll find it.
It's a nice area.
It is. And it's going to be really fun.
You're going to have a great view.
Yeah.
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Come out, see John
Make tacos.
participate.
Johnny's making tacos.
Johnny will be participating. So, John, I have to ask you, are you accepting the challenge?
It's so warm in here.
Yeah.
What's
Come
going on?
on.
Kendra's doing it.
The show has ended. We got to go. We want to thank everybody for
Kendra's also
listening.
participating. I feel like
I did get roped in this year.
I just want to do a shout out to all Johnny's fans here. I want to see the return of the Rocket.
Yes.
That's what he was known in high
He's all
school.
red now.
He was-
Rocket.
Wasn't he known as the
Okay.
Rocket?
I didn't bring it up.
We now
Paul
have a
did.
team name.
Yes.
And I think everybody, including me, would pay to see Johnny back in some Speedos.
Yes.
running
Yes.
through the
Whoa,
course here.
That escalated
Let's go,
quickly.
Johnny boy.
Paul, I need to find 3 teammates. Who are those
Not
3
me.
teammates?
I'll be the coach.
There you go.
Well, I want to
has a role.
thank Kendra and Christina for being here from Orangewood Foundation. Ladies, we really appreciate, first and foremost, thank you for everything you're doing in the community. We're having fun and all, but the reality is we're impacting children in our community, and they're the future, obviously, of our community. They're our future board members of our chamber. They're our future business owners. We, obviously as a chamber, we're always looking to help businesses. So it's important we're raising good kids in our community, right? And so thank you for all you do. And not only you, but all your staff and all your volunteers, anyone listening out there. Thank you for doing what you do, because it's greatly appreciated, right? I've always said these kids are going to grow up around my kids. So it's important, the whole community as a whole, we're helping out, right? And so thank you for being on our show. And thank you for always, supporting our Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Estrella Awards. And we'll be seeing you guys there again this year.
We'll be there the week before the challenge.
I have to make sure
right.
I can't be in the challenge. I can't pull a muscle. I have to speak at Estrella Awards that day.
It's okay. I'll roll you up in a wheelchair. It's okay. I got you. You got me, I got you.
Nobody's going to be in a wheelchair.
Why am I feeling the pressure here? I'm feeling the pressure in here, Paul. So
all we need is a couple more people to push him over the line here.
Let's go.
Let him know that you want him to participate, that you will give funds towards his fundraising effort.
We want to see the return of the rocket.
We do.
Yes, the Rocket. That was my high school nickname.
The
now,
Rocket.
now I would
Love
call
it.
it the slow rocket, the old rocket. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And again, reach out to Christina. Definitely follow them on social media, the Orangewood Foundation. Definitely follow their social media, because that's important. We continue to follow not just this event, but future events that you're doing, and that we continue to support such a great cause. Any last words, lady, before we go?
Oh, thank you so much for having us and for being a part of our community. We appreciate all that the Chamber does, and beyond the fun events, all of the work that you do with our youth and to support our cause.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we will see you guys on April 29th.
Run, Rocket, run.
Run, Rocket, run.
All right. Take it away, Paul. Thank you all for tuning in to our community podcast show.
Okay. All right. I don't even know how to read this now here. Everybody's so laughing here. But thanks for joining us. Meet our community, the Hispanic community right here in Orange County, and all the friends of the community, including Orangewood Foundation. Brought to you by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio. Streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Field Applied Innovation Center.